Well, hello and good morning again. I know I usually post these in the afternoon, but it takes a while for everything to upload and download and to put in the titles and blah, blah, blah. But anyway, here it is 7:29 by my clock. And I wanted to get this done a little bit earlier because all hell's about to break loose here at the house. Our ancient HVAC is getting replaced, and they need to. The crane is supposed to be here at 8, so we're gonna probably have theoretically a shorter pots and thoughts. But as always, before we begin, let's all take a breath. Take a breath. I do 4 counts in, a hold, and 4 counts out. Let's do that again. Let's get in our bodies. All right. So I'm working on this cup that I was working on yesterday. You know, is it the same one? It probably is. Maybe it's not. I don't know. I don't care. Whatever. Anyway, so this is an Oh Hell No cup, and it's also got the pink flamingo thing going on there. And I'm just gonna touch up the heart a little bit and restamp this guy because it's not quite as deep as I would like it to go, and just touch it up. And then I'm going to put some handy dandy, I've got this little you can buy this off of Amazon, they're super cheap. It's a fine liner, and so you have this really fine tip, and then you have the, I'm trying to get it focused. The cap has the needle in it to clear out this thing. So I'm gonna be inlaying some of the what we call underglaze, because it goes what? Underglaze. So this is something that I can do before it gets fired and before my stuff dries out completely. Before the first firing, which is, by the way, called the bisque firing, in case you don't know that stuff. So, getting back to the point. I was thinking about today, I was thinking about, as I often do, the great quotes from The Princess Bride, because I was thinking about what today's topic was going to be for me. And the topic today is something really light and fluffy. Suffering. Okay, it's not light and fluffy, but anyway. I was thinking about this. And the quote, of course, is from our friend, the Dread Pirate Roberts, who said, "Life is pain, Highness. Anybody who says otherwise is either lying or trying to sell you something." Now, of course, we know that's true to a degree. And, of course, you know, Wesley was kind of bitter about what was going on with his girl, with his true love. But it made me think of another Buddhist monk. And I have to kind of paraphrase because I can't recall the whole thing that he was saying, but effectively he said the same thing. It's like, look, life is suffering, right? Your parents are going to pass away. People you love are going to pass away. You're going to lose jobs. You're going to lose friends. You may end up with a cancer diagnosis. You know, the nature of humanity, according to Buddhists, kind of in general, the nature of human life is suffering, right? And I know, for my part, that, you know, Western society, we keep on telling you that if you feel bad, you know, it's this toxic positivity thing that's been sold to us for a very long time. If you feel sad or you feel bad, there's something wrong with you. And you you shouldn't be ever sad, and happy is supposed to be, I don't know, it's like, it just seems like it's almost like this manic thing that we're constantly searching around to be, let's be happy, let's be happy, let's be happy. And look, I'm not against happiness. Believe me, I've had my share of suffering. I've had more than my share of suffering, and some of it's like, oh yeah, I totally deserve that. That was a bad decision on my part. I caused it myself. And some of it was stuff that just is life. But the idea that we're always supposed to be happy and never have sad feelings or anything like that is just sort of, unrealistic, first and foremost. It's sort of a juvenile expectation when you think about it, right? There we go. So instead of doing the toxic positivity thing that Western society pretty much demands of us, if we just accept that sometimes life is just going to suck and there's nothing we can do about it, then that kind of frees us up, because expecting us to be happy 24/7 is setting us up for failure, right? Because it's not going to happen. Things are going to happen out of our control, right? So if we can keep in mind that among all of the suckage, there will be moments of happiness and joy. If you're into that kind of thing, being a grandparent, watching your first child get born, I say that to be funny, okay? Like, parents, please don't get offended. I'm joking. That was a joke. But in any case, and this kind of goes along with what I was saying yesterday about, we need to remember to take a moment of time to appreciate what comes our way that is unfettered moments of happiness, or observing life in such a way that is that gives you gratitude for what you have, for being grateful for random cool moments in life. I remember I was coming home from some appointment somewhere, and I live in Los Angeles, in case you hadn't guessed, or in case I hadn't mentioned it to you. I live in LA, and I was driving down excuse me, Sunset Boulevard. I was going through kind of that Beverly Hills area on Sunset. Actually, it's technically technically West Hollywood, not Beverly Hills, sorry. Anyway, so I'm driving down the road, and I am blasting the Chicks, Goodbye Earl. It's one of my favorite songs, because the abusive nasty man gets what he deserves, right? And I'm sorry, this thing just keeps plugging up, and I just don't have the patience to go and wash the thing out completely. I'm not sure if it's the underglaze itself or if it's something else going on, if the underglaze is too thick or whatever. Anyhow, so driving down Sunset Boulevard, right? In the fancier, ritzier part where a lot of the expensive restaurants are, and the really high-end jewelry stores, and all of that is very fancy down there, very, very fancy. And I'm blasting the Dixie Chicks, Goodbye Earl, as loud as I can, and I'm singing as loud as I can, and I'm at a stoplight, and I just happened to glance over at something caught my eye, and here's this woman in her car who is parked on the side of the road. I guess she was getting into her car to go someplace else or whatever. She was, parked in the parking spot. And she gets in her car and she makes eye contact with me, and she's singing too, along to my song. And it was just such a perfect moment, and just big smile on her face. And we gave each other the thumbs up, light turned green, to off I go. And I just thought that was such a great moment. And if you look for little moments like that, there are these unlooked for fun things that just happen. I think ultimately your suffering is lessened, right? Look, there are days when you are just in a foul temper, and there is nothing that is going to make you happy. We all know that. We all get that way, right? That's just, part of being a grown-up, unfortunately. And I think if we take the time to, oh my God, really? Seriously? This thing is just pissing me off. I think if we take the time to appreciate those little moments of joy and happiness and all of that stuff, that, okay, that's not the issue, that the quality of our life over a period of time improves. And again, this is something that I was talking about yesterday. In Western society, America especially, the United States especially, we are taught that who we are and what we are is not enough. What we have is not enough, so we got to buy the next big thing, right? We got to buy the next fancy car to show off to our neighbors who we probably haven't even met, right? And it's just funny, like, it's funny. I heard somebody say, this is a very long time ago, that, this kind of attitude is about buying stuff we can't afford to impress people we don't like, for a life that we don't have. And it's sort of stupid, when you think about it. And I think after COVID, people were sort of coming out of that mindset a bit. But, of course, capitalism being what it is, keeps selling you the idea that you need a thing to be happy. And if you're smart, that's not true. Now, money is great to have because, of course, money does bring happiness, doesn't it? It means that you can afford the surgery that your dog needs out of the blue, right? And you don't have to worry about how you're going to cover it. It means that you don't have to go bankrupt because you had an issue. I'm going to have to go here in a second because I can hear the guys coming with the crane to put my air conditioning on. But anyway, you get the point, right? Money does buy happiness to a degree, but let's not make it our sole focus to the point where we don't see that nice lady who's singing with you on Sunset Boulevard. Let's not do that. Let's not forget that there was that sweet little baby in the stroller that smiled at you as you were walking by. Let's not forget that there was that nice person who, when your arms were too full and you dropped something, they just swept down and gave it to you. They held the door open for you or whatever. Let's focus on those things, because overall, if you train your mind, and it is a process, if you train your mind to look for these things, the suffering that comes along, you really start to realize how transient your suffering can be if you want it to be that way. Good Lord. I am going to have to do so much fixing on this. Anyhow, so, yeah, happiness is fleeting, but so is pain and suffering. It is always a fleeting thing. Nothing here in this life is permanent. It really isn't, except for death. And if you happen to be, somebody who believes in reincarnation, not even death is permanent. And especially if you're on my favorite TV, Supernatural, my favorite TV show. Yes, it's over. I don't care. I am not listening to you. It was 15 seasons, doggone it. And it was 15 seasons of pure and unadulterated wonderfulness. But everybody died there all the time, and they kept coming back. So anyway, but I just wanted to let you know that, you know, if you're having a rough time, and if you're going through stuff that is out of your control, or if you're going through a hard time with addiction or anything else that is just hard, just understand that there are, in fact, small things that you can focus on to make yourself happy. And while I advise you to fully feel your feelings, to feel like shit for a while, if that's what's going on, don't be in denial about that, certainly. And don't cram your feelings down, because it's just going to come out someplace else. It's just the nature of things. But focus on the idea that if you keep looking around, there are things to be happy about. It's springtime, and I got a bunch of adorable little baby birds right in that lantern right there. You can see it. I've got my adorable dog. I've got a new heating and air conditioning system coming in. Thank you, God, because that thing was breaking down every first heat wave and every first cold snap. So it'll be nice to have that. But also the little things. I can speak. I can see things pretty well. I mean, you know, hey, I'm getting older. I need some glasses sometimes, right? I'm enjoying fairly disgustingly good health. I'm really lucky that way. And I urge you that to look for those good things. I urge you to, maybe at the end of the day, just get out a piece of paper and write down stuff that was good that happened. My car started. Yay! I got to work on time. Or whatever it happens to be. And maybe you might want to get into a habit of, like, at the end of every day, you get to write 5 things that happened that were good today. I saw this adorable bird. I saw a different bird. My dog was adorable. My kid was cute. It didn't piss me off today. My spouse picked up a piece of pie for me. Whatever. You know, just, if you look for that stuff, you're going to reduce your suffering overall. And then when the suffering hits, you're gonna not wallow in that more than necessary, you know. And I guess that's it for today, you know. Here is my hard-won struggle. Oh, hell no! So let's say, oh, hell no to wallowing in misery. How's that? Okay. I will see you when I see you. I'm really proud of you guys for, you know, following along with this, for taking care of yourselves and your mental health in a time that's pretty difficult. So have a good day. Remember, if you get stressed out today, take that breath. 4 in, hold, 4 out. You're going to feel so much better. Okay. Mwah. Take care.